just curious though. If we tally column D, what will our year-to-date revenue numbers look like? Could you do that for me really fast?
Take a look. So 83.
What are you doing with your phone?
It's just using my calculator to like add it up.
No, you can calculate it right in Excel. It does it for you.
Yeah, no, I was just like the way I do it's a little quicker. So 51.
I don't know how you can get much faster than a computer.
So I think okay, I don't. There's a lot of numbers here though, so I don't know if I can do this on the fly, Amanda.
It takes a second. You just sum it together.
I got it. Let me try this song.
No.
Okay.
No.
Here we have a tooth with some staining, maybe a little bit of cavity. I don't know. But then why is this person going through and putting filling material over a cavity? That wouldn't make any sense. And why are they sticking a micro brush in there too? Is this like an arts and crafts, like, am I getting punked? Anyways, they're curing this all together, and then let's see what happens when they pop it off. Ooh, it's just like one little, it's like a stamp. All right, so I get what they're doing. Now they're gonna go through and drill out the cavity, which happens to be looking really, really small. And they'll probably take that stamp later on and stamp it on top so that the filling looks exactly how it was before they started drilling. Genius. So now they're taking some phosphoric acid etchant and rinsing that off. And that's going to make the enamel more sticky for the filling. This is bonding agent that's on a micro brush. It looks like it's a little too big for this size of a prep. Hopefully they were able to wet the entire thing with the bonding agent. Otherwise, the patient could end up with some sensitivity if there are portions of it that are not fully bonded through. They put a little flow ball on the floor, and now they're going through with white filling material. We call this composite, and they're just packing it in. All right, so this is a very malleable composite paste, and then once it's cured, then it will harden. Oh, now they're going with the stamp and really pushing it down there so that the composite just flows into the shape that you want. You can kind of see it there. Ooh. And then they're putting it back on to really get the anatomy. It looks pretty good, right? Here we have a tooth with some staining.
Oh, Lord be with us. Well, we got one.
One, two, three. Useless. It's me.
Here we have a tooth. This is what it can look like if you haven't gotten a professional cleaning in 5 years. So it looked kind of like cheese, but it's actually hard to the touch. And this instrument that they're using is a cavitron that will help to slowly vibrate off this plaque that has hardened into tartar in chunks. And once this is all cleaned off, the gums around can heal again. This is what it can. Sometimes people ask me why they're plaque. This is what it can look like if you haven't got. This is what a silver filling looks like. They are putting bits of the silver material and carefully packing it into the tooth. The silver material is an amalgamation of silver, copper, tin, zinc, and mercury. And this will harden on its own in a few minutes. Before it hardens, they are just packing it and using different instruments to carve out some anatomy so that it looks like a tooth from the outside. This is becoming one of those things that's quickly being phased out in dentistry. Although there is a time and place for silver, a lot of the dental students these days, back at least when I was teaching in 2020, they are not being taught silver in their curriculum anymore. Here we have a tooth with some. This is what it looks like when you're drilling a cavity. They're using.
Now Paul is a real estate novelist who never had time.
This is called IPR, where a thin layer of enamel is removed on purpose in a very predictable manner with a disc in order to create more space for the teeth to come closer together. This is called, if your teeth have these little lines in them, this could be completely normal, or it could be something that you need to fix. So first, these little lines are called craze lines. They are little microfractures within the outer surface of the enamel. Now these scare people because people start to wonder, is my tooth going to crack in half? Usually that's not the situation. These little vertical lines happen because of wear and tear over the years. We'll typically see a higher frequency of these as people age. However, if we start seeing a lot of these craze lines, these can also serve as cookie crumbs to let us know that this tooth is taking a little bit too much force. For example, if your tooth is starting to look a little bit like this, where the edges are being impacted and some of the edges have these clear see-through areas. These areas, there's much more going on with the tooth, where if you continue to live like this, you can only imagine that the edges will get even weaker. And I often get people come and asking, can we just bond these areas? To a certain degree, the bond can help to reinforce the tooth, but it doesn't stand a chance against an improper bite. You look at this case close up, there is that craze line on the tooth, a little bit of bonding that was done, and then it didn't stand a chance against this lower tooth hitting at it and it broke. Ultimately, to slow down the rate of wear and tear on the upper, you end up needing to align the lower so that the bite is proper and these teeth are not taking so much force. This is why I always say properly aligning the teeth can be a pro move when it comes to anti-aging of the teeth. Anti-aging meaning slowing down the rate of wear and tear. Another question I often get is, can we put a veneer over this and will that strengthen or weaken the tooth? Let's say we're doing a no prep veneer and bonding a veneer right over these teeth. Believe it or not, it actually strengthens the tooth. It's kind of the same as if you have weak nails and you put an acrylic over it. Bonding them together makes them stronger. But even with veneers, I'm getting discharged today, and this is what I actually used from my hospital bag. This first thing I didn't bring, but if you're having a C-section and you have a cardiac left bracelet, you have to take off all of your jewelry. And so I'd say bring your little wrench. I actually don't know how strict hospitals are about this. Like my first baby, I had an unplanned C-section. I don't recall having to take off my bracelets. Another time I came to this hospital and they actually had these wrenches because it's Newport Beach. Moving on, the number one thing is to bring lots of drinks and snacks. Yes, they have food here. Yes, they're gonna feed you, but I'm talking like Gatorade, body armor, coconut water, things like that. If you are having a C-section, make sure you bring gum to restart your GI tract after surgery. For you, you honestly don't need that much, but it depends on you as a person, what you like as comfort items. I knew I was getting a C-section, so I brought this gown so that they could check my wound from the bottom, and then I could unbutton the top for breastfeeding. Also bring a change of clothes for you to go home and also for the baby. For the baby, I'd bring 2 sizes. I'm the type of person that gets cold easily, and this hospital room was a little bit on the cold side, so I brought a little robe that could double as a blanket. Long cell phone charger for reference. The plug is back there, so the cell phone charger needs to reach all the way to the bed. A lot of people bring entertainment like a Roku to plug into the TV on the wall. I was mostly on my phone or sleeping. Toiletries, and make sure you bring a really good lip balm. I brought the Edam lip balm over there. Also, if your husband snores, I brought earplugs and flip-flops to wear to the bathroom. I've not actually showered the whole time I've been here. Like, I want to do that at home. They have most of the stuff that you need for baby. I brought this portable sound machine. One thing we actually went home and got are diaper wipes. For whatever reason, our hospital only has dry wipes that you have to get up and like wet in the sink, which is not a big deal. But for some reason, our baby didn't like them. The hospital also has pacifiers, but I brought my own pacifier because I'm a dentist and I wanted her to use a specific one that's a little bit better for the mouth development. It's this Ninico one. Then this time around, I was really determined to breastfeed, and so I brought a lot of stuff for that. I brought the boppy and I brought my best friend, but I only used my best friend. I also tried to harvest colostrum before. I think my water broke. I'm not sure. It was like a gush of water, but not like a flood of water, if that makes sense. And there was like blood coming out with it, but not like a ton of blood, but way more than like bloody show. I'm with Byron, and we are headed to labor and delivery to see what's going on. Are you prepared?
No.
So they came and swabbed the inside of my you-know-what, and I think the purpose of that is just to see if the water that came out is like amniotic fluid. They tested it, and it was. So my water broke, and she just came in and said, we're going into surgery in like an hour or two.
The doctor on call is a dude. I've never met him before, so hopefully he's cool. How you feeling, Byron? You nervous?
I guess. No.
Fast forward a few hours. She's here. We're doing skin to skin. It's like, what, 3:12 right now. So the day just flew by. The worst thing is that I'm so thirsty and all I can have are ice chips because I have like, what? Why, Byron?
You can't have water after surgery. I don't know why.
But I really want like a mama mocktail or something. But yeah, it went really well. Way better than the first emergency one that I had. So really grateful to the anesthesiologist and the surgeon, everyone. It's like, I felt really, really like in good hands. Next comes the breastfeeding journey. So far, no go. But Byron's gonna go to the car and get my breast friend. And we're just gonna keep trying every couple of hours. I think my water broke. I'm not sure. It was like a gush of water, but not like a flood of water, if that makes
sense.